Well, it's that time, everybody. We got an AFC Championship game tonight, and we got not one, not two, but three guys in the building for this game. First and foremost, we got to talk about the contestants here. Dissolving in the 9-8 Bills, Sauce Boy, and the top-seeded 13-4 Jags. Let me introduce first and foremost my man CG in the building. CG, what is good, my brother?
What's going on, baby? Happy to be here as always. Always a pleasure to get in the booth with you, bro. And I gotta say, man, this is one of the most interesting, the most, just wacky, hyped up, exciting playoff runs for a league I've seen in a long time. My guys over at the MEL been doing it great. Ton of good games, and I'm excited to figure out who's going to represent the AFC for this bowl, man. I'm hyped.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy indeed, man. And I obviously have to introduce my man, Night Scream, as well, too. Scream, what's popping, my brother?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing tonight?
We are doing excellent, man. We are doing absolutely excellent. So, look, enough talk from us. It's time to crown a champion here tonight for the AFC as kickoff has commenced. And here we go. So, top-seeded Sauce Boy and the Jags. Now, I know, CG, you are a little bit high on the Jags here. Tell us why you are so high on these Jags here tonight.
Man, I know you seen it when those guys were playing. I was super hyped up. I love this Jacksonville team, man. They run the ball so well. Defensively, they're pretty solid on all levels. Just an interesting team. They're the top dog out of the conference, and I like them to push it all the way to the big game.
Indeed. So here we go, 1st and 10. As ETN will get the tote here, first toe of the day, and you just talked about it. He's getting the running game started here. It's going to be a 1st and 10 here at the 42. So, Scream, question for you here now, my brother. What is it going to take for Jacksonville to dominate this game and defeat the Bills tonight and punch their ticket to the bowl?
Well, you have to obviously look at the Buffalo Bills defense being a top 10 run defense. But here's the tricky part about it. Guess who the #1 running offense is?
Who is that?
Jacksonville.
There it is.
So Travis Etienne has to be the guy like he was all season. He comes in with 2,300 yards in the regular season, 22 touchdowns. Just ride your guy the whole way and get to the bowl, man.
Indeed. So 2nd down and 5 now coming up. With 8:34 left here, still early in the ball game. And now, as we could see, it looked like ETN got hurt on that last play. As Kareem Hunt's going to come in this time around, cuts it inside here. He will get the first down, 9-yard gain on the play. And ETN will be back, thank goodness. CG, I know you was kind of sweating bullets there for a moment.
Little nerves there, definitely a little nerves.
Indeed. 1st and 10 here coming up here at the 45. 8 minutes remaining. And Lawrence with the play action, and Moore was not fooled at all on that one. Good job there by the defense here. The Bills going to bring it now to a 2nd down and 19 here, Scream.
The interesting thing is this Bills defense is 29th in passing, so the Jaguars are able to try to do some passing things and learn his pass game here. But here's the other side of it. The Jags are 25th in passing, so it might not be a game of air raid or spread football. It might just be a ground and pound game both ways. So I'm excited to see what both of these guys can do to adjust and try to play a strategy game of football to get to the Super Bowl.
Indeed. 2nd down to 19 here at the 46-yard line as Lawrence again back. He's going to launch this thing up, one-on-one action, and absolutely nobody's going to get there. And that'll bring it now to a 3rd down and 19. So, CG, what is it going to take for the Bills to beat Sauce Boy? Again, I know you hyped on Sauce Boy. But what would it take for the Bills to get it done here and knock out Sauce Boy tonight?
Man, it'd be an interesting one. And for those of you guys who don't know it, these two already played each other this season, and Dissolving and Buffalo did come out on top. And it goes right back to what Scream said. Jacksonville was forced to pass the ball over 30 times in that game, and Lawrence had a very bad game. Threw 3 interceptions in that game. Gonna have to force him to pass the ball, but it looks good right there, Snypz.
It definitely
looked good right there.
It definitely did right there. It definitely looked good on that particular play. Good job there by Sauce Boy getting things going on this one. So it's a 1st and 10 now here at the 30 after the quick pass. As ETN's gonna get the tote here real quick, and he'll get yet another 1st down. Now, mind you guys, do not forget, CG, You see one person get hurt the first time. If they get hurt again, they're out for the game. Now, ETN got hurt early. So 95% of the time, they get hurt again. They're done for the game. So I think he definitely is going to want to be careful on how much he pounds his ball with ETN in this first quarter.
And it's a weird balance you have to find where he's been your best guy. He's rushed for over 2,000 yards. You want to get him involved, but you don't want to take too many chances, have him banged up for the Super Bowl if he finds his way there. So we'll see how he balances out ETN through the rest of this game.
And yeah, and that is way off right there. It's going to bring it now to a 3rd down and 10. He tried to throw it to Scream. but Scream was far away from that one as well. The 3rd down and 10 coming up here at the 19-yard line as Lawrence.
I was playing security guard on the sideline like Big Dom for the Eagles.
3rd and 10 here at the 19. He's already in field goal range, though, so he can still put some points on the board. But it's got some good protection here from the O-line. And Ingram is right there, and there goes E-double, punching in the game's first touchdown.
That's a massive play right there. Huge play to dial it up. And listen, this is playoffs. This is Super Bowl on the line. What do we preach the most, Snypz? You don't walk away. You don't get into the red zone and come away with less than 7, especially in the postseason. Just a huge play by Sauce Boy. Gets it done, punches in the points. He's up 7-0 early in this game, man. Perfectly done.
Absolutely perfectly done indeed on that first drive here. And Scream, I'll tell you what, man. I think at the end of the day right now, there's a little bit of bugs in the stomach right now. I think of the Bills here with dissolving, but he's going to get an opportunity here to get things going here. What do you think he's going to be able to do here with Josh Allen on this first drive?
Well, when you throw for 4,300 yards, but you have a 1-to-1 TD to interception ratio, you have to be better. And to do better is to know better, especially here in the playoffs. And with the weapons that he has to just take what he's given, like right there with Mr. Jefferson. Yeah. Take what he gives you. Don't force any passes because it'll hurt you in the long run.
And you know what's crazy? When we saw dissolving in the last game, the crazy thing about it was, and it was my first time actually seeing him play at the time, and seeing the fact that he has Jetta and Stephon Diggs on this team, it's not surprising. Scream and CG, any one of you guys could chime in on this. It's not surprising that this particular 9-8 squad is here in the AFC Championship game.
You left out T. Higgins. That's the crazier part about
I was gonna say that's the biggest thing, and I was gonna say T. Higgins is actually the leading receiver on this team by almost 100 yards.
Right.
So as great as the talent is everywhere else, those guys are not even the guys producing the most. Now you're making Jefferson and Diggs second and third options. It's very easy to see why, despite the record, this team has gotten as far as they have.
Indeed. 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain there. So let's see what Dissolving can continue to do on this first drive of the game for them. So a bunch set here to the right side. You got Jetta there on the left side there. Cook in the backfield, staying in the block. And not a lot there. Allen's going to take off, and the big body QB will get about 4 on the play there. It's going to bring it down to a 3rd down and 5 here at the 40. So about 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Allen again back. 4-man rush. Great job by the O-line, and they'll get a first down there as Knox will gather the first there, Scream.
Yeah, I love what he's doing right now. He's taking exactly what he's given, not trying to force anything and hurt himself in the long run. He could have went to the post route over the middle, but didn't want to take the chance of the interception. Give yourself guaranteed more downs. Good football by Diz.
Indeed. Only a 1-yard gain there for Naheem Hines. Going to bring it down to a 2nd down and 9 coming up. How you liking this defense? I know it's early in the game right now, CG, but how you liking this defense here and how they're looking right now for Jacksonville?
Man, it's interesting so far. We've seen some up and downs. We've seen some good plays. We've seen some tough miscues. And we spoke about at the start of the game, just so many playmakers, it's tough to stop them all. It's right back to Knox, man. It's like no matter how many of these guys you cover, there's always one more there ready to make the play.
And Deion Dawkins just got injured on the play there. I like that placement right here, Scream, on where he put this football for Knox on this particular play.
Hey, back shoulder away from the linebacker. At the end of the day, he needs to get closer to the first down marker to get that threat of James Cook there, but it won't matter because Josh Allen goes down by Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Ain't that crazy? So 4th and 10. Self-name and proclaim. Josh Allen getting to Josh Allen. As Peppers will field this one here. And so Dissolving can't get anything going. And Dawkins with turf toe gone for the game. I'll tell you firsthand, guys. That's the one thing that I had when I played football back in the day. I had turf toe before. It is painful as excuse my French. It is painful as shit. It really is. People just don't understand how painful turf toe can really, really be. 2nd down and 9 here is Hunt. Will only get a yard on the play with under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. This game's gone pretty fast here so far, Scream.
You got to love the flow of the game and how it's moving so far. Both these guys keeping the ball on the ground, really. The only time it didn't happen when Diz tried to go for a play action on 3rd and 1. He had the run free, kind of like Kareem Hunt on his screen here. Got a massive blocker down the field. Jukes through a guy with the little slipstream and gets a free first down for Jacksonville.
Indeed. And CG, this was a perfect play indeed on this particular 2nd and 9 play.
And we love to talk about Travis Etienne, but there's another guy back there that can make some things happen. You've seen his workload go up today. Kareem Hunt making a play. How about that in the AFC Championship?
Hey, that works out indeed. As we finish the first quarter in this one, CG, Scream, and your boy Snypz in the building here for the AFC Championship game between Dissolving and Sauce Boy here in the MEL AFC Championship. Again, big shout out to everybody here rocking with us tonight. Greatly appreciate all you guys being here and showing some love here for this AFC title game. And a 1st and 10 coming up as we start the 2nd quarter. Lawrence with the RPO to the left side here to Calvin Ridley, and he'll get knocked down for just a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. I like that play call, though, on that particular play, but nonetheless, Calvin Ridley can only get 2 there. And Micah Hyde with a nice little tackle there, CG.
Yeah, and something I want to bring up here. I'm loving the slow, meticulous drives from Sauce Boy, but his forte has been the big plays. He's got 3 receivers with receptions longer than 55 yards. Etienne has 25-plus runs of 20-pluses. Look at me calling it, baby.
Oh,
look at me calling it. It's the big play.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You called it indeed. And there goes Etienne. What a big-time touchdown.
And these are the plays that Sauce Boy makes. And this is why I was so frustrated when Dissolving let that drive go short where it did. Because when you're playing the top dog, the proven guy in the conference, every possession counts. So Buffalo comes up empty-handed. Sauce Boy, as expected, comes down. Another touchdown. We've seen him score slow and methodical. We've seen the big plays. As I'm going to break down this one for you guys, this is a beautiful inside zone. All the blocking, the second level. You see Ridley pick up 2 mean blocks.
Wow.
I mean, it's just a tough run.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Scream. We got to talk about Dissolving here. Already down 14-0, pardon me. And we got to talk about this here real quick, Scream, because I'm feeling right now that he's feeling a lot of pressure here, and it's still early in the game. That's the crazy thing. I'm feeling the pressure for him, to be quite honest with you.
At the end of the day, when you get in situations of anything 2 or less, like right now, you're in I form and take a run play to get just the first down. You had a 3rd and 1. You had your meal ticket to keep the drive going, and you tried to be too fancy too early, and it's got you in a 14-0 hole. Similar to how we said Sauce Boy needs to just ride his horse and Travis Etienne, as you just saw him break that big play. Diz has to do the exact same thing. Josh Allen is your breadwinner, but the play action is not going to win you the game here as you continue to get chunk yardage on the ground with James Cook to establish your run. He has to continue to just put the ball in the air, the opposite of Sauce Boy, and make him pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. The guy has the 21st best pass defense. He allowed 4,000 passing yards. You threw for 4,000. It's a perfect matchup.
It definitely is. Bunch set here to the right side again. Allen back for the pass. Had good protection for a minute and finally knocked down as Wilkins will get in there for his first sack of the day. That'll bring it down to a 3rd down and 14 with 6:28 remaining, make it a little bit less. as he's staying in this bunch set. 3rd down and 14. Allen again back. Good protection. He's going to launch this up, and that should have been a pick, CG. 4th down and 14 coming up.
Man, and it looked like Higgins had some level of separation there. Allen just off the mark with the accuracy, and again, back-to-back drives. Diz is forced to punt, and this is just going to cost them big time as we continue to move forward.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to think, coming in, this is a guy, he's for one, he already has a win on Sauce this year. He's coming off a win against the defending champion, was able to beat Doc in impressive fashion. And it's like, in a way, you don't even feel like you're supposed to be this far. So to get here and now be down 14-0 and you're playing defense, I mean, could there be any more pressure on to make a play at this point?
Indeed, indeed. So here we go. 1st and 10 at the 45. And I'm very, very disturbed right now. As you guys already know, I'm a Giants fan and I'm a Bills fan. My Giants got knocked out earlier in this league, and now it's a good possibility as we are seeing this team right now, this top-seeded team, just dominate this first half. And if they go up 21-0, Scream, I don't know if there's an opportunity for the Bills to make any type of comeback. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity. Don't get it twisted. There's plenty of opportunity. But right now, the way Sauce Boy is flowing, and oh boy, this is what you don't like to see. You don't like to see this here. When people are flowing and then you see that little attention pop up, I can't stand it. We don't want that issue here. 14-0 already. We do not need that early in this ball game. 2nd down and 3. I'm going to get back to my point, though, in just a second here. As Lawrence comes right back out here in the gun and hands it off here to Etienne. Etienne, this time, he'll get stuffed up at the 35. But it is a manageable 3rd down and 1 here. So, Scream, again, we talked about what's going on here with Dissolving in Buffalo. But at the end of the day, man, if Sauce Boy goes up 21-0, what do you think at this point, at that point, Dissolve is going to be able to do?
You know, he has to play better defense for one. You got the RPOs going crazy as Calvin Ridley's going to get a free 1st down. Just got to pick better play calls. You know, why are you in 46 when you see somebody in gun formation, regardless of it's a 2 tight end setup? You have to just personnel match, man up better than that. You probably cross-man them with the scissor on that side, and you cost yourself a 1st down again. The defense is killing you right now as a man's wide open, but it's knocked down, and that was really, once again, just bad defense all around right now.
Yeah, it's not the best defense right there. Jordan Poyer, he does get a knockdown there, so it's a 2nd down and 10 here at the 23-yard line. We didn't really get to talk a whole lot about Trevor Lawrence in the regular season. He had 3,709 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 23 interceptions, a successful regular season, an even more successful playoff scenario right now, being in the AFC Championship game, and right now already up 14-0 as Etienne does get stuffed up right there. But Etienne right now, CG, 9 rushes for 113 yards and a touchdown. He has been an absolute monster in this first half.
Yeah, and it goes to show you really can win through one guy, and he's been making the plays. Of course, you see Ridley there, another hell of a grab. I mean, he's got playmakers all over the place, but there is a clear #1 guy on this team, and it is 100% Travis Etienne. As we look at this replay one more time, you see Ridley out of the slot, clean corner out over the safeties, under the corner, just perfectly passed. 1st and goal upcoming, and we'll see if he can punch this one in. Like you said, 21-0, and it's trouble. We'll see if Sauce Boy can punch it in.
Man, 1st and 10 here now to 6. As Etienne will cut it straight up the middle here, and that'll bring it now to a 2nd down and goal here at the 1. Again, as we are here for the 2-minute warning. Again, I got my guys CG and Scream in the building. Again, I'm your boy Snypz, and we're here for the AFC Championship game between Dissolving and Sauce Boy here on Snypz TV Gaming, here for the MEL League. Super Bowl is supposed to take place on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Time to be determined depending upon who wins this particular ball game. As the winner of this game is going to take on, and oh boy, there goes Kareem Hunt, punching in another Jags touchdown.
And this is why I specifically name-dropped him for situations like this, because sure, maybe running down the middle, he might not be as good. He might not be as elusive. He might not be as fast. But Kareem Hunt can play that same role that ETN has to an extent. And when it comes to an outside handoff like that, inside the red zone, he has the speed. He has just the pure playmaking ability to turn this corner. This is a play that ETN could have made. This is a play Hunt could have made. And when you have that versatility and that ability to substitute, you can play decoy, and it pays off right there. You see he's able to punch it in.
Scream, I'm feeling some type of way right now, man, as a Bills fan as well, my brother. I'm feeling some type of way right now. It's not looking good for dissolving right now here in this first half, my friend.
You know, Matt Milano is his leading tackler with 50 tackles on the season, but the crazier part right now is that, you know, I had to pass the sticks already because it's 21-0 in the first half. It's very unfortunate, but, you know, I don't think the Bills came prepared for what the Jags were going to adjust to from that last game. You often hear people say the regular season is just for stats and the playoff is where winners make their mark. Sauce Boy is showing he's a winner, not a stat getter.
Yeah, he's definitely showing it right now, no doubt about it. 2nd down and 9 here at the 26. Allen hits him with the play action and had good protection, and once again, he is forced to throw a bad ball. Allen today only 19 yards here in the first half. 3rd down and 9 coming up. It has been a true struggle right now, CG, for Josh Allen.
Man, I mean, and part of it goes down to him not throwing this ball away or maybe not calling out the best route combos, but this Jacksonville front 7 and those linebackers are getting in so fast. It's ridiculous right now.
And that's just a bad pass right there. Everything is just going bad right now for Buffalo. It's a 4th down and 9 here at the 26. It looks like he's going to have to punt this football again out here, Scream. And once again, this top-seeded Jacksonville Jaguars team has shown dominance again here on the defensive side.
I got to agree with CG, though. I think the route combos are incorrect on every single play. He's overthinking his offense. You have 5 players. Really, you really have 6 because you got to include Dalton Kincaid if you don't put a running back on the field. You have T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, James Cook, Dawson Knox, and Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
And you have 0 points in almost 18 minutes of football. That's just overthinking at its finest.
And I just want to bring it up. I mean, obviously we saw how the last drive went, but even let's say that drive, that final drive, that Diz is able to score a touchdown there. He gets the ball to start the second half. He could score another touchdown.
Yeah.
Even with the 21-0 hole, there is still such an opportunity for him to bring this game back. But when you stall out that quick, go 3 and out, now you're leaving more time for this lead to be extended. It's just, it's not a good look right now.
And he would need a big defensive play right here if he could get it, as Lawrence is going to get hit there, and that's going to be incomplete. So a 3rd down and 12. There's still 1:06 left in this first half. But I think at the end of the day, here, CG, if he can get this stop here and at least get a field goal out of the deal, he can get himself somewhat back in this game, just get a little bit momentum going here. And it's a 3rd down and 12. Lawrence back for the pass here again. Is going to launch it up, and there it is. 1:01 left, and now CG, he's got an opportunity. He's got to put up at least 3 points on this next drive.
Yeah, it needs to be something. It needs to be something, and it's not even necessarily for, you know, score purposes, just to show yourself, I can put a drive together. I can put points on the board. And I think Scream was right on the money. You got to simplify this offense, go to what works. I mean, you didn't get to the AFC Championship guessing offensively. So he clearly has some type of offensive scheme, and he's got to get to it, and he's got to do it now.
And here it is as we started up here with Allen, and Allen's going to go down once again. And right now, again, Hamilton with his first sack. Now, once again, Scream, this is not a good game at all here for dissolving. He just looks completely baffled and confused right now here in this first half. And it just feels to me right now like it was true. He does get that big catch there by Higgins. That's a big deal right there. So that's a 1st and 10 as he's getting closer to field goal range. But at this point in the game, Scream, I'm just not feeling his vibe right now on what he's doing throughout this entire game. It's crazy right now.
Something I noticed in the first quarter that he's doing once again right now, you know, the drag concepts are great as Justin Jefferson gets a catch there and gets to the 33-yard line. That makes this a 50-yard field goal. He did get out of bounds, so that's great. But Sinister just said what I was going to say. He said it in the chat. He keeps doing play actions to try to get the defense to be shaken off, but the defense knows the play action is coming. Every single play action he's done so far has been a sack. Nothing has gone his way. It's never worked in his favor. Just simplify the offense, get runs on first down to pick up some yardage or get a feel for the defense that you're getting. And this is the adjustment I'm going to make if I'm him in this second half. Run the ball first down every time. If you get 5 yards, run it again. If you get less than 5, okay, consider a pass. Slow it down, take your time, get back into this game. It's 21-3, the score you beat Doc with, but now you're in that position to have to play comeback. Figure it out, and we'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens, man. As again, we are now about to hit the third quarter in this AFC Championship game, and as Scream just stated, he beat Doc at this by the same score, 21-3. And again, it's almost CG like that was his Super Bowl. that was his Super Bowl right now.
Facts.
But right now, this is your moment. This is your opportunity to start here in the third quarter. So I gotta ask Scream right now. Scream, you're dissolving right now. What are you coming out here? I know what you talked about, what he should do here, right? But what do you come out here and start off with here these first couple of plays?
I'm starting off with runs, but I mean, Justin Jefferson getting wide open on the cross drag will work in your favor too for a free first down. But you even had the run up the middle with Josh Allen. I think he just needs a temperature check right now. Not a heat check, a temperature check.
Yes.
Get your run game involved. You know, James Cook is a fast running back. But when you see a 4 down front right here, you know those 2 linebackers are going to drive the middle of the field right now as Devin Lloyd drives down. So you only got 2 yards. Now you can consider a pass and try to get 5 yards or more. But Diz needs to play 4 down football. It's not deep shot on first down, prayer on second, and guesstimate on third. Play 4 down football and things might change here.
2nd down and 8 coming up here at the 48-yard line. He's getting close to midfield. He had Cook there open, and he threw it directly to Olakun. A terrible throw here, CG. And, man, it is just looking abysmal right now here for dissolving.
He's digging his own grave. I mean, regardless of if you were trying to go to Diggs and the accuracy is off, I wouldn't even consider that to be open. And you see there, again, it's Sauce Boy in this defense. They make a mistake. Buffalo makes that mistake. He's able to take advantage, snatch up the turnover, and now he's right back on offense, ready to go extend this lead like nothing ever happened.
Indeed.
He has to stop with the curl routes. And that's exactly why I was saying what I said. Every time he's made a mistake so far, it hasn't been the mesh spot, but he's literally had a curl route sitting in the middle of the field trying to hold a linebacker. Then he throws right at that linebacker. That's why he had 2 inaccuracies and now the interception.
Indeed. And I'm going to go right back to the replay real quick here. And the one thing I've noticed here, immediately after the interception, you see Diggs just sitting there, right? Frustration is kicking in right now for dissolving. He didn't even try to do anything with Diggs there whatsoever. 2nd down and 14 here as Lawrence is going to launch this up and wide open. I thought he was open for a moment. He closed in on that ball effectively. It'll bring it down to a 3rd down and 14 here at the 43-yard line. Wow.
And
let's talk about Sauce Boy, man. Really good play.
Yeah, and I'm here to give Diz some credit. He got that stop to close out the second half, and he's doing a decent job for now, but let me not speak too soon. There we go. Another good stop. So it seems he's figuring something out. He seems like he's starting to get a feel for how to stop these guys just a little bit. So now's the time. Now you've proven 2 times I can get stops. It's all going to fall back onto this offense to make some things happen, and it's going to be a long field.
It's coming down to this right now. It's definitely coming down to this right now for Dissolve. This particular drive here, touchdown needs to happen. It has to happen now, but he's got to get something methodical getting down the field, in my opinion. Let's see if he can get it started as he hands it off here to Cook, and Cook gets a solid little gain of about 5 or 6. They call it 6 officially. That'll bring it now to a 2nd down and 4. Let's see if he can continue to keep things going within this one here. It's a 2nd down and 4. Now to 22. As Allen under center again. And he's going to hand it off to Cook again. And Cook breaks that first tackle. Can't get through the second. He does get a 2-yard gain. So now it's a 3rd down and manageable 2. At this particular play right here, CG, what are you calling here on a 3rd down and 2?
Man, I mean, you've been establishing the run game the last two plays. I like where he's going. I like to switch it up, go pass, find my guy out of the backfield.
And he had an opportunity right there, but it ends up being a 4th and 2. And I'm not sure if he's able to go for it. I don't think he can. And no, he's going to punt it out. That's he's got to do what he's got to do here. But a 3 and out when he had another opportunity as his defense got it done for him, Screen, unfortunately.
Yeah, what happened there was he didn't even try to diagnose the play at all. If you notice, he dropped that safety down right over top of where the running back was to play man defense. That was your easy tell that if one safety drops down, there's a 1 high coverage or it's a man blitz 0. He didn't try to diagnose the defense whatsoever. It cost him the downs, and he had to punt the ball away.
1st and 10 as ETN gets another first down for this Jags squad. And now here at the 44-yard line, going to hand it off to ETN again, and this time he's going to get knocked down for a loss of 2 on the play. Got to give a big congratulations once again to Fetty getting a 3-point win over the Giants earlier today to punch his ticket to the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings. How do you guys liking the Vikings? I'll start with you, CG.
Man, I've been on the Fetty hype train for quite some time now, and he's a guy who kind of rode the middle of the pack through the first maybe, 10, not even 10, 8, 9 games or so. And then he closed out the year. The amount of games he won, I believe it was 7, no, more. I think 8 or 9 straight games he won to close the year, pushed himself up to a top seed in the conference, suddenly became, one of the favorites. And then as soon as Zay got knocked out early, if Fetty, the door opened wide open for him, and he's taking full advantage. He's got a couple big wins, and he is clearly the best guy out of that conference.
Indeed, indeed. What about you, Screen? What you think about what's going on with Fetty and those Vikings?
I didn't get to watch much of the game earlier, but here is the thing, right? Fetty is good enough to win the games and hold the leads, but he has to start establishing dominant wins if he wants to win over competitors from the other conference. And the reason I bring that up, I believe the score earlier was like 17-7 in that game. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. He had that same lead in all 3 of his playoff games in this playoffs. And he's given up the lead every time.
Yeah.
He went to overtime when we called the game versus the Panthers. We called that one yesterday. He went to OT, and he won on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
But he could have won the game way earlier. Because he keeps making certain mistakes and giving people too much time because he thinks they're bad. You can't do that when it comes to this Super Bowl. So I think if he gets a dominant lead in the bowl, you want to chuck the ball and get your Super Bowl MVP to your quarterback, man. But win the game. Yeah. The trophy matters more.
Absolutely. And it's going to be interesting because I think you bring up a great point there where he's had a tendency to kind of take his foot off the gas when he's up and, let guys bring games back. And like you said, he got away with it with Law. He was able to beat him, but I would say he was a significantly better player. Drew was amazing. Him and Drew were only a game apart. So to do that against a guy like Drew, to play such a close game, take it down to the wire, he finds a way to win. I think Sauce Boy is just a tier above everyone that Fetty has seen so far. And that's not to say that he's not capable of beating him, because he absolutely is, but he's got to play a complete game. He can't take his foot off the gas. He can't get off to a hot start and throw it. He can't get off to a slow start and try to play catch up. I mean, both these guys are just such tough challenges on both sides. They've almost got to play perfect games to beat each other. It's such an intriguing matchup.
It definitely is going to be a very intriguing matchup. Especially if it's Sauce Boy and Fetty going at it. It's definitely going to be an intriguing matchup. But I will say this right now, guys. I will say this. That's 3 straight stops here for Dissolving. Dissolving's getting pressure, and he is doing some things on the defensive side that's looking pretty promising here. He's just got to get this offense gelling a little bit once again and just inch this thing down the field. But I like what I'm seeing here with the last few stops that Dissolving has had within this game. But the time is starting to tick. That's his primary issue right now, is he almost throws another interception there. Goodness gracious. A 3rd down and 13 here coming up here, Scream. And again, I like what I'm seeing here by him, but defensively, offensively, it's just dog poop right now.
He's playing the most basic of Maddens. It's like playing a 12-year-old who's learning about football today and getting skunked for the first time and learning what it's like to lose versus your big brother. You take a chance in the double coverage, and that's why you get Jabril Peppers to get a free interception. And you're just calling the fat lady already, even though we got a whole quarter to go.
Oh, man.
Oh,
he just broke
God.
Oh, my
that
goodness.
tackle.
It's a pick six.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow. So,
Hey,
Jabril.
Scream. What'd you say? This is the 21st passing defense? 21st?
Well, look like it. Hey, take the 2 away. It might be the first. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what. It is officially time to get the Kleenex out, folks. It's that time. Yeah, I mean, y'all know what that is.
I had the flu last week, man, so I'll go get the box of tissue for you.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we need it because it's nose wipe season. It's nose wipe season.
It's so crazy. You watch the way this game is played out, and it's like, could you imagine that these guys, no more than 3 weeks ago within the season, these guys played a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
And Diz forced 3 turnovers on Salisbury and pretty much didn't even give him a chance to win for the entirety of the game. And it goes to show, we spoke about it earlier, the playoffs are the true test, and they show everything.
Yes.
And Salisbury's just, he's got a narrative. He's trying to push. I don't know what his motivation is right now, but he is just playing elite week in and week out. And it's going to be a problem. And listen, I may have jinxed Diz by bringing up that previous win. But listen, I'm a broadcaster. I have to say it.
Yeah.
Fetty also has a win on Sauce this year. In the final week of the season, he got a 10-point victory over him, put 3 touchdowns on him, over 300 yards. So Salisbury's got a couple guys that he's trying to get his get back on, and he's going to have the final boss with Fetty. We'll see if he does it one more time, but it's so impressive the way he's playing right now.
Now, I will say this, everyone. Everybody's in the chat. You guys here, CG, Scream. I will tell you guys right now, this season in Madden 24, I have seen somebody come back down 25 in 1 quarter and win a ball game, and it was in a championship game as well. It was I can't remember necessarily the name of the league, but I will say I seen it this year already.
Oh man!
And here we go. Here we go. Okay. So we got T. Higgins involved. He gets his first touchdown of the game, and now it's a 28-10 game. Now let's see what the defense can do here. Scream, what are your thoughts on this last play?
Beautiful play call there. He finally got something that made more sense against a wide-based defense. No curl routes involved, just crossers and digs across the board. You had to make him pay and make him overthink, and you finally got that done, albeit in the 4th quarter.
And you got to notice something he did there that we haven't seen him do every other play. We've seen that pressure come in. He sticks in that pocket, takes the hit, takes the sack. This time he had must have been a 7-step, 9-step drop. He stepped way back there, make sure he had time for that route to separate, able to find his man, gets in the end zone, and look at him playing some good run defense. One more time, man. Look at Diz.
Yeah, I mean, Diz right now, his defense has stepped up here in the second half. They have played great defense here in the second half against Salisbury. And this is something right now that Fetty could possibly be looking at. He might come back and look at this game as well and kind of get things figured out because, again, the game's not till Sunday, so he's got time. Look at it again. Peck gets in there for his first sack. It's a 3rd and 15 now. And, again, this defense for dissolving has been just monstrous in this second half, Scream.
I don't know why he went play action, being that he's up 18 points. 3-possession game here. Run the ball. You got ETN, but like you said, you don't want to get him injured. But put Kareem Hunt in, and he's still passing with the lead.
And he's wide open.
He is wide open, though.
Wide open. Wow. Great read, though.
That hurts. That hurts if you're Diz. I mean, that's another 2 minutes at least getting taken off this clock of a play like that. 3rd and 15, you like your chances with the stop, but Salisbury's just one of those guys, man. Finds a way, huge catch, keep this drive moving.
1st and 10 here at the 39-yard line, and is going to hand it off to ETN, and now ETN wants to start to cook a little bit. It's about a 5-yard gain on the play. He's up to $135 and a touchdown here today, but he's slowed up in the second half, as I stated here, CG. The defense has been playing great against the run. And now it's a 2nd and 5 here at the 44. As Lawrence is back, he's going to get the swing pass outside, breaks that tackle, and ETN gets knocked down for about a gain of 3. 3rd down and 2 here, CG.
And yeah, I love what I'm seeing right now from Sauce Boy. Understanding, okay, this guy can put some points up. Maybe there's a little more pressure on, but let's stick to what we're doing. Let's get ETN involved, get first downs, and just milk this clock. Another clean play, 3rd and 2, easy first down, and he's going to keep this clock moving, man. I mean, you couldn't play this drive any better.
Indeed. Now, right now, $140 on the day here for ETN. He has played masterful, running the football. And Lawrence again back, trying to bring the pressure. The pressure does get there, and they force a bad pass there, Scream. It's a 2nd down and 10 coming up here at the 49.
That slant was wide open. Instead of just sticking his feet down into the ground and getting the open man, he didn't trust himself and threw it away to stop the clock. I don't think it would have been picked off by Trey White. I think Calvin really had a couple of steps on him. But, you know, a thrown out ball is better than a turnover. So it works, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd and 10 here, and ETN with another carry, and will get knocked down. Pushes his way forward for $145 now, a 5-yard gain, and a 3rd and 5 coming up. This guy has just been a nightmare to tackle, CG.
And it's going to be interesting. I know right at the start of the game, we spoke about Buffalo. Top 10 rushing defense. They haven't seemed to have an answer for him for the most part. You got Fetty coming in. That's another top 10 defense, a top 6 rushing defense. So it's going to be another interesting matchup. He's going to have another tough defensive calling. But look at him. It's too easy.
Wow.
It is so easy for this guy.
He is making it look incredibly too easy. Calvin Ridley wide open on that play for another touchdown. 34-10. The nose wipe continues. And at the end of the day right now, with 4:16 left, Scream, I think we could call this a done deal.
Just bad defense across the board. Just not thinking and looking at the matchups, not looking at the tendencies. Think about it here. Down in distance, 3rd and 5. Why are you putting your slower safety in the middle of the field? Just look at it. That's supposed to be a cover 3 blitz, and you have a zone drop cornerback playing the outside of the numbers and not 3 deep. He literally stopped playing 3 deep. That's either match coverage or zone drops are on, and he screwed himself with bad defense.
That looked like a match, in my opinion. It definitely did look like a match right there. But nonetheless, that might be the dagger, as Sin said in the chat. That very much might be the dagger there. A 25-point lead. Again, the nose wipe status continues. Buffalo's going to get the football back here. Let's see if he gives us a little bit of fight here at the very least. It's 4:16 left. He might realize that it's done, but you got to go and, you know, it's sad to say this right now. CG, I'm going to go with you with this one here. It's sad to say this right now, but we might have to just start talking off season of what Dissolving is going to need to do here for the off season. Because I think at the end of the day, as Higgins does get that catch, big first down at the 50. Obviously, he's going to be able to go for it now. But again, we might have to start talking a little bit about what he needs to do here in the offseason, what pieces he might need, or what he just might need to do. Because this offense, this is a potent offense. He's got some players here.
So much talent on the offense. I mean, you go through it. I mean, we spoke about the playmakers all over again. You got Cook and Hines in the backfield, both solid options. You got Diggs, Jefferson, Higgins, so many guys all over this offense. I mean, there's no issues there. There's no reason. I don't care who you're playing defensively. You can't put up 10 in a playoff game and expect to come out with the W, especially when you have an offense like this. So it might not be something from just a roster standpoint. It might just be something he has to do game plan wise, you know, the way he's playing, how he's getting his guys involved, the way he's setting up these plays. It might be something just personally for him that he has to change rather than the personnel itself.
3rd down and inches coming up here. He'll get the first down here for Cook, as Cook will get knocked down at the 36. So obviously in field goal range, but field goals are not going to matter at this point. That's Cook's first catch of the day. And a 1st and 10 coming up here is coming right back out as we're getting close to the 2-minute warning. And Sauce Boy looks like he is going to pretty much finish this thing off. And we're going to have a Jags. And wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Well, stick a fork in it.
I'm with CG and I'm with the chat. He stared Jefferson down, but here's the ultimate problem right there anyway. Why is Jefferson the outside receiver when he's better at inside leverage? And you have a 6'4" T. Higgins who can win that route one-on-one anyway, and he's inside instead. It's just a learning the game mechanism, you know, learn your matchups. Tyson Campbell's not jumping with T. Higgins, man.
No, he is not. And I just want to put it out there right now. I 100% believe Sauce Boy, the only reason that he has the #1 rushing offense and a bottom 10 passing defense, I genuinely believe he only runs the ball so he can get through the games quicker and milk the clock. Because you look at how well he's passed the ball today, there's no way you could ever say this guy has a bottom 7 passing offense. I genuinely believe he just chooses to run the ball because it's the quickest way to get through games. Because, I mean, this is unbelievable. The way he's able to get Kirk and Ridley involved. We've seen him take them over the top. We've seen him put it down the middle. We've seen him run the check downs and turn them into big plays. We've seen ETN. I mean, we saw every level of passing offense and every concept there could be, and he executes them all to perfection. So I don't know how this guy's a bottom, 10, 11 passing offense and defense, because he seems to be excelling at both right now.
He's definitely excelling. There's no doubt about it. And at this point right now, last season, Sauce Boy was 15-2. This season, 13-4. So went down a little bit, but still now he is in the Super Bowl. He's going to be squaring off against a tough 14-3 Vikings squad. And now we get to talk a little bit about what we think is going to happen within this Super Bowl on Sunday. So this game's a done deal. Blowout fashion here, 35-10. An incredible game here today for Sauce Boy. Congratulations, Sauce Boy, as he moves on to the Super Bowl. And, man, this was a fantastic game for him today. So we got to talk about it, guys. We got to talk about it real quick before we get out of here. Look, Scream, I'm going to start with you here with this one. Obviously, now we have a Jags-Vikings Super Bowl. What's your take on that Super Bowl, and who you think is going to come out on top and become the next MEL champion?
Well, first and foremost, it will be a first-time champion here in MEL, so props to both of you guys for making the Super Bowl. If I had to look at it right now and think about who would win the game, I'm going to take what I think will be the underdog in Sauce Boy. I think the running offense is just too powerful. Watching how things went with Fetty's defense here in the playoffs, I think he's going to try to start selling out for the run, and like you just said, CG, it'll open the pass game up for Ridley, Ingram, and Kirk to start going crazy. And, Zay Jones is a sleeper too. He can throw to him as necessary, but it just depends on if he's open or not. So the way the Vikings have played defense here in the playoffs, giving up those big plays and those comebacks, just imagine if Sauce Boy starts hot and finishes hot too.
Yeah. CG, what do you think is going to go down at this Super Bowl? And I know you're gonna be there. Unfortunately, let me put it out there to everybody right now. Unfortunately, my guy Scream, he will not be here on Sunday, but he'll be there in spirit, no doubt about it. It's kind of weird that when you guys called, and by the way, I meant to say this. I'm gonna give you guys your flowers right now because I wasn't there for the first Super Bowl that was called, because I had things I had to do, and things have changed. So let me say first and foremost, for that first game that you guys called, fantastic job. I went back and I listened to the entire thing. Fantastic job to both you guys. You did an excellent job with that game. It was a lot of fun to check out, a lot of fun to watch and listen. Most importantly, listen to you guys commentate. Great game. Now, unfortunately, once again, we're gonna have one part of the team gone, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's okay. Me and CG, we're gonna hold it down. All right.
Yes, we will.
We're gonna
Scream, baby. Scream, we got you, bro.
We got you, Scream. We got you.
Yeah, hey, look, we just gotta hold out hope they can play on Friday night, man. Let's just leave it at that. We'll see what happens. It's only Thursday, 12:20 a.m. here on the East Coast, man. We'll see what happens.
True. So, CG, what do you think is gonna happen in this Super Bowl coming up with the Vikings?
Man, as I've said a billion times, it's such a intriguing matchup. I mean, Sauce Boy, I just want to put it out there. He was dominating the AFC, lost 4 of his last 5 to close the regular season. And that's what I think where a lot of the doubt came in for him, regardless of being the clear favorite. He only beat Doc for the top of the conference by 1 game. You know, he's playing a guy Diz, who this week I think some people felt some kind of way about it just because he had already previously taken the loss. He's had a point to be made, and he's made that point. And him and Fetty, I just want to say now, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a shootout. I'll put it out there right now. No defense is being played because I do not see a world. I've seen both these guys play all through the postseason. I've done, both these guys' games in the regular season. I don't see a world where Sauce Boy is going to stop Fetty and that run and gun offense and everything he does. And I don't see Fetty being able to stop Sauce Boy and just this, heavy run into the over the top deep passing game. I don't see Fetty being able to stop that either. So we're going to get a good old fashioned shootout. Both offenses going shot for shot. Who's going to come up with a stop first? And listen, I was 0 for 1 on it. I'm hoping to make it 1 for 1. I'm rocking with the proven winner. And I'm taking the favorite, the guy who's been running through the NFC. Give me my boy Fetty to come up with that stop when it matters most. I'm taking my guy to win the bowl, man.
Okay.
I got to put out the prediction now. I know it's early. It's early, but I'm so confident in it. Fetty is getting it done.
Okay. Well, you know what? Being that you're putting the prediction out, I'm going to do the same thing before we get out of here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing before we get out of here. Now, I normally don't do that. And you guys both of y'all know why I don't do that.
Yep.
All right? Y'all both know why I don't do that. But I'm going to do it here today. And the primary reason is because of this. It's an even kill matchup because both of these guys average 35 points a game on the offensive side. Both of them. Okay? So they're hot number 1 and number 2 offensively in the league, period. All right? But when you talk about playoffs and what we've seen Sauce Boy do with Travis Etienne, again, running for over 2,300 yards, playoff football is about slowing the game down. And he has the number 1 rushing attack in the league. Almost ran for 3,000 total yards, okay, with Sauce Boy. I'm going to take Sauce Boy to win this bowl, and I think it's going to be close. I'm giving it a 3-point win here for Sauce Boy. It's going to be a 3-point win, and I think it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to a field goal, and it might be a last-second field goal possibly. But it's going to cut this really.
You're not thinking defensive stand. You're thinking whoever gets the ball last.
No. Although I will say this, Sauce Boy stat-wise has a smidgen of a better defense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? He's definitely going to be able to get some pressure, in my opinion. I think he's going to be able to get some pressure on this team. Yeah. But again, it's going to all come down to what Fetty is going to come out as far as his game plan and how he's going to be able to react to whatever pressure Sauce Boy gives to him on the defensive side. I think, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a great bowl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I really feel that Sauce Boy is going to take that rushing attack to the next level for this one game because all he needs is one game. That's it.
Yep.
One game. And I think Sauce Boy can get it intact for this particular Super Bowl. So I'm going Sauce Boy. So Scream, who do you – I know I asked you earlier, but I don't know if we got a pinpoint answer on it. Who you think is going to win the Super Bowl? You saying Sauce Boy too?
Sauce Boy. I think I do think he's the underdog, though. I do agree with CG. He is the underdog.
No, he's definitely the underdog. Yes.
It's only because of the fact that, the statistics say one thing, but his play says another. I really do think it's going to be a great bowl. I don't think it'll be a blowout one way or the other. I do agree with everybody is saying, man, shootout city. That's where it's going to be. I don't know a score, but I do know shootout. It's going to be probably the total will be over 60 for sure.
I think
over 60. I like it.
Look, I'm going real talk. I think one of these guys, remember I just said a second ago that both of these offenses average 35 points a game? Somebody's offense is going to have 35 points, and I think it's going to be Fetty with the 35. Final count, Sauce Boy wins his matchup 38-35. I'm putting it out there right now. 38-35.
Wow.
38-35. That's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it, guys. I'm going with that one. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That would be something.
That'll definitely be something.
That would be something, no question.
That will definitely be something, no doubt about it. But look, guys, obviously, as always, a ton of fun commentating with both of you guys. It's our first time actually doing this for all three of us, isn't it? This is the first time doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a blast. I enjoyed this a lot. And we got to get a whole lot more going here for the MEL League, no doubt about it. Obviously, the Sunday game, if it's a Sunday game, it's just going to be me and CG. If it's a Friday game, for some crazy reason, if it's a Friday game, then it will be all three of us. Stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, Scream, thank you so much for being here, brother. CG, thank you guys for both of you guys for being here once again. And CG, you got anything to add before we roll out?
One last thing, man. Snypz, as always, bro. It's a pleasure. I love doing these broadcasts with you. Scream as well. Scream's a new one for me. That's only I believe our second game we've done together. But, with the MEL, man, we got a lot of seasons coming up,
yes.
A lot of playoffs. I want to start getting with these guys for the regular season games. Start making some little guest appearances. So great call as always. And to the guys of MEL, man, prepare for one hell of a Super Bowl because me, Snypz, possibly Scream, we going to be ready. So I hope you guys are ready, too. It's going to be a crazy one.
Indeed. And Scream, what you got to say before we roll out, brother?
It's going to be very, very interesting if this bowl is on Friday night, man. I know that much. It's going to be very interesting. But you can follow me here on Twitch at Night Scream TV. All my socials are Night Scream TV as well, man. I'm excited to see what happens in this bowl, regardless of the day, man. I know it's going to be exciting, and I know MEL is going to be happy with the result either way. So good luck to both guys, man.
Indeed. And also make sure you also follow Live with CG as well. Make sure you follow him on Twitch. So that way, when these MEL games get called, as well as other games as well, both of these guys, they do streaming for other for other leagues as well too. So check these guys out, man. They're great. You guys heard it here tonight. They're great. They're absolutely fantastic. But with that being said, everybody, I'm your boy Snypz again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get ready for a Super Bowl. It's either going to be Friday or Sunday. Stay tuned for that. With that being said, it is your boy Snypz. We are out of here. Take care. Be blessed. And we will catch you guys in the next one. We are out, y'all. Slot, folks. Have a great night, everyone.
Happy holidays.